We're with Todd Pratt. He's the head coach of the West Georgia Technical College Golden Knights. He played 14 MLB seasons. He played with the Phillies, the Braves, the Cubs, and the Mets. You made your MLB debut in '92. Take us through that.
I played a long time in the minor leagues and got a call. I was in Scranton, Wilkesboro with the Phillies AAA squad. Lee Ilya was my manager, and he came in one night after a ball game and said, "Todd, I got to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh, I know I'm doing pretty good, but why do I have to get called to the coach's office?" And he just, next thing I sat down, he said, "Get your bag ready. You're going up to Philly." And it was just one of the greatest feelings in the world, hearing that. And just couldn't tell you how happy me and my wife were at that point.
You're backup catcher most of your career. What are the pros and cons of being a backup catcher?
Playing time obviously is, the biggest con, but to be at that level where there's only 750 Major League Baseball players, I was just lucky enough to be there. A lot of people don't know in my career, but every catcher that I backed up was an all-star. So I didn't get the good roll of the dice of backing up somebody that I could compete with. It was always Mike Piazza, Darren Dalton, Mike Lieberthal, Brian McCann, Johnny Estrada. I mean, there's some names on that list that, got some medals on the chest. Yeah. So, but I also felt good about that because some reason why I wasn't really traded around is because these organizations knew if their guy went down, they had another great catcher behind them. So, was I happy? No, but sometimes you just have to grin and bear it and know you're the second man in line.
Right. In 1999, the Mets made the NLDS, and at that time you were with the Mets, and y'all were playing the Diamondbacks. And in that game, it went to the 10th inning, and you hit a walk-off homer. Can you take us through that moment?
Yeah, Mike Piazza got hurt in Game 1 against Arizona, and he just couldn't make it the rest of the series. And I caught a lot that year. I mean, I replaced Mike defensively sometimes during games, so I knew the team had trust in me. Obviously, I wasn't the offensive threat that Mike was, but defensively, I was hold my own. And just happened, I played pretty good defensively, and we were up 2-1, and it was Game 4, and we really didn't want to go back to Arizona that day, the next game, because we knew Randy Johnson would be waiting for us after we beat him the first game. And Mike Manti threw me some high cheese, and I said, "C'est la vie," you know what I mean?
In 2006, after 14 MLB seasons, you decided to retire. What made this decision for you?
Age, lack of talent. Just baseball is a young man's sport, and I played till I was 38, and had no regrets, and it was just time to go. And sometimes other people make decisions. It's not like a regular job when you decide when you want to retire. They tell you when it's time to go, and usually age is a factor. Came home and stayed in Douglasville and kind of took a year off and just kind of relaxed with the kids and did some things locally, and then I saw this job opportunity open up, and I was lucky enough they accepted my application, and my interview went good, and now we're building the program.
Now that you're coaching, do you miss playing baseball at all?
Not really. I mean, I'm realistic. I mean, no, don't miss it.
Do you still talk to some players at all?
Yeah, I still have some friends. There's a handful of guys that I are still playing and I'm good friends with, and don't really bother them too much because I know what kind of life it is. It's crazy. So my main focus has been here in the program, really. I mean, 24/7 right now is what's going on with this ball club right here and this program here.
Last year you joined a 2-year program, West Georgia Tech. Where do you see that advancing?
Well, I mean, like I said, last year we played in the NCBA, which is the Club Baseball Association, and we have some other sports still in the club, and I just, one thing, and I'm glad this institution pushed us right along, and I said we'd be ready, and now we're Division I JUCO team, and I won't settle for us not being at Grand Junction in the World Series within the next 3 years.
What are the ups and downs of the program, being a JUCO college?
Oh, well, not too many downs. I mean, obviously competing against a bunch of schools that have a little bit more money than our school, but that's going to change once the sport gets a little more popular here at school. Not having scholarships puts a little damper on things, but you can't cry over spilled milk, and you just got to fight with the soldiers you got, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. I think the school's backing us 100%, and there's a lot of pros. I mean, I think we're doing really good for a second-year program.
How does playing in the majors help you become a better coach at this level?
I think just the experience, and especially being as a backup player and playing 22 years professionally, and just watching the game and knowing how it is. I think a lot of these coaches played a little bit of college ball, but never played the professional level. And one thing I'll never, and I think that's why I'm a player's coach, I'll never forget how hard the game really is. I demand perfection, but I also know that it's a game of error, and obviously this game was built on not being successful. I mean, Hall of Famers are only successful 3 out of 10 times, so there's not too many other sports or jobs that you can be 30% all the time and still be a Hall of Famer. So you just got to make sure these kids don't get too down on themselves, and use my experiences, like you said, my professional career, and kind of relay them to them and let them know that this game ain't that easy, but you do have to work hard at it.
Where do you see the program going in the next couple of years?
Well, hopefully Grand Junction, like I said earlier, and hopefully bring a title back here. It's something like that I think would be a great accomplishment.
Todd Pratt, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, man.